This is Light and Peace. Topic of discussion today is Satan came first, then God. In life, when you become spiritually inclined with your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and this is part of Cosman, that we're to start looking into physical answers instead of always going to the spiritual side to get an answer. And you've got some people who've read the entire spiritual books in life and they're still stuck. That's because they're not aligned themselves with Cosman. In other words, the physical answer and spiritual, and make a balance. So a lot of people are stuck on the spiritual side and not balancing that with physical, while a majority of people are stuck on the physical side and only have a few spiritual understanding and there's no balance. So this is the Cosman era, so you have to balance it out. So the topic today is Satan came first, then God. And you might be wondering, what is Brother Owame talking about now? And it's simple to understand. As you progress in life spiritually also, you get to the point that you don't even need any spiritual book to provide answers for you. You start using common sense. First thing to address is that Satan is a title, and that title is bestowed on those who have not progressed toward the Creator. Otherwise, is another way of describing Satan is those who exhibit evil characters, characters that is against progression of the creation's plan. Okay, so if you're to count how many Satans do we have billions and billions of Satan. Humans and angels are Satan. Now, then God is a title bestowed on angel who has the authority and the mantle to guide and rule a kingdom, rule an heavenly kingdom, rule our world and heaven belonging to this world, right? And then you've had other angels who have that title of God just to rule a city, okay, or state in heaven or in our world. So it depends, but you got to go read the only spiritual book giving a proper, clear understanding of what Satan and God is the OahspeCollegeUniversity Bible. Once you read that book, you get proper understanding of what Satan and God is. So you cannot just jump to become a God. So you have to be Satan first. Okay. And another thing is that unless if you were born an Aisu, then we could say you're not a Satan. But as long as you are born into this world, right, as a human, then you're a Satan. Now, if you then die not progressing in the way of the Creator, you're still considered a Satan in heaven, because you still got to draft yourself and, to become a good angel, you have to go through that first resurrection, second resurrection, attribute education, giving yourself, do things for people or angels 99%. So you got to get rid of that self. That's another description of Satan. So if you're to look at our world right now, 99% of humans are Satan. So for clarity's sake, you cannot just become a God just like that. You got to be a Satan first. So prophet is, I'm a Satan. And why is that? That is because, I have to give up self and serve others, or actually give a full description of this, how to determine who serves the Creator. And just to be clear, again, Satan is just a title. You got to read the OahspeCollegeUniversity to get full clarity, a proper understanding of what Satan is. And you've got to read the OahspeCollegeUniversity clearly, carefully, to give you a full description of what God is. And it's just easy. God is just a title bestowed on an exalted angel. Just like we have president, okay? President is a title and it's bestowed upon a human. And that president just govern or rule the country for a period of time. Same thing with God. But you cannot just, the creator or an higher God cannot just make an angel or God, because that God must have went through the educational process, the skill set of becoming a God. Once that person passed that test, then is given an opportunity to become a Lord force, where they tell you to govern a city, to govern a state. Then after that, then you become a God, and you'll be appointed to become a God. And there's been a lot of confusion. A lot of people think, Satan a God, that one being, I hear all these things. I go on YouTube, I'm on Google. I see a lot of people, and I up to today, it amazes me how the prophets of today, the pastors and the preacher of today cannot even give a proper description of what God and Satan is. And, it amazes me that they still follow us today. The proper explanation is that these people are not awakened spiritually yet. So they've not woken up. So they're under slumber. A lot of people who die today, or actually gives a description of this, even angels are sleeping, waiting for angel Gabriel to wake them up with a trumpet. You see, Satan came first, then later on God. We humans and angels are all Satan right now, and that's because we still exhibit that character against progression. So until you start going toward the creator and doing things what the creator, based on the creator's plan, then you start getting to that level of God. For now, majority of us is Satan. I did a video years ago about what is Satan. You gotta go watch that. And I also did a clear video explaining what God is. But this topic was just to give you a dialogue, saying that you have to be a Satan first, and then after being a Satan, then you move toward that level of becoming a God. So 99% of humans and angels in heaven today are Satan. 99% of we humans here also are Satan. And don't get it wrong, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to be a Satan, because we were born in this world, not an Aisu. And you gotta go watch my video about what an Aisu is. An Aisu is a human being that was neither born with a sin. And I'll have to give you full description of how to identify an Aisu. Okay. And I also did a video about who are prophets. Those prophets, if you carefully look at them, they were born as an Aisu. Now, for those that was not born as an Aisu, we'll have to give you clear description of how to know them, how to identify them. They clearly hear the voice of the Creator. A perfect example was Moses. Okay, Moses was able to hear the Creator's voice, and it just don't happen just like that. They had masters of generation angels, DNA angels that was overseeing, that was looking upon the family that was going to give birth to Moses. They ensured that this man's DNA was not going to be corrupted, that the seed that is going to give forth a man that will hear the voice of the Creator would not be compromised. And that was the only way. And it did not just take 100 years. Okay? Once you start reading the OahspeCollegeUniversity, you get full clarity, and you get to the point that you don't even need the OahspeCollegeUniversity verses to, it's just common sense at this point. This video was just to give an explanation, because a question was raised to me that who came first? And I said, that's simple. That Satan came first. And after Satan, you rise to the level of God, and question was, how many Satans do we have? We have millions and billions of them. An angel is a Satan. Okay, human are also Satan. Satan is a title. Okay, God is a title, and angels at one point after can rise. They have the capacity, the power, the authority to become a God. But that God has to have that mantle from the Creator, not like the gods that we have today. You gotta go with the OahspeCollegeUniversity. Some people, a lot of people took upon themselves. They become self-glorified gods. That mantle was not given to them. They just took it upon themselves to call themselves God. That God is not God. That's a Satan. You know, and a perfect example is your Christian God. He is not God. He is Satan right now. You know, they will have to give you description later on that he was George. And you know, and then he has to lift up all people that they deceived. And there's still a lot of deceivers up today, you know. And some people say, oh, Osiris is a god. No, he is not. Osiris is Satan, you know, though he has to lift up the people that is deceived. And OahspeCollegeUniversity gives us clear description that when one name is still being worshipped, that God or that Satan will not rise to ethereal heaven. You see, that's another perfect example of heaven that was not described in the Christian Bible today. You know, brothers and sisters, yeah, you have it. Satan came first, and then after Satan, then you could rise to become the level of God. You have the opportunity. If you have not watched my video about the educational system in heaven, you have to watch it. By watching that video gives you a good example of understanding what I'm saying, that you have to be a Satan first. After becoming a Satan, then you rise to that level. You have the opportunity to become a God. You know, so, you know, the question might be asked again, you know, how many Satans do we have? I did a video about this. We have millions upon millions of Satan, because the description of Satan is based on your character. Okay, it's on your character. It's based on your character. You know, self-glorification has been a Satan. We have a lot of Satans out there, billions and millions of them. It's not just one Satan, and it's not just one God, and that's the problem. Society are refusing to accept that we have one Satan and we have one God. That's not true. We do not have one God, and we don't have one Satan. We have millions, billions upon Satan, and we have millions and billions and trillions of gods and goddesses. We have female goddesses. We have female angels who are also goddesses. Okay? And we have females who are Satan too. A private example, a description of female Satan was Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth at one point even ruled Israel. He was a goddess of Israelite at one point. So which means females exhibit the character of Satan. Not only male angel, female angels too. And female angels also rule our world. They rule cities. They also rule heavens, heavenly kingdoms. They have the capacity to do that. Not only male angels. Brothers and sisters, light and peace now. Bye-bye now.